Joey dear, hi, I'm Jessie. I'm from Florida, and I want to let you know that you are not alone. I know from experience in my personal life that alcoholism and drug addiction, when it comes to parental units and people who are watching over you and taking care of you, it's no good. I had parental units who drank and smoked weed and did all these crazy things without any negative things happening to them, without anybody coming down on them. And I think it's just crazy. It's ridiculous. And I'll tell you what, when I watched your video, I cried. I cried like I hadn't in like a long time. Because it's sad. You know, kids, we grow up and we have this vision, so to speak, of how our lives should be, or hoping they'll be, and fun, and be a kid, and play, and hang out, and do video games, or whatever. And we just have this expectation of our childhood minds. But things don't always work out right. But I'm going to tell you from personal life experience with relatives and mothers. My mom was an alcoholic. My mother was such an alcoholic. She was what they would call a functioning alcoholic. She would work her 40 hours or so a week. She still does to this day. She would drink every day, every week. Like she was trying to kill or numb the pain or something. I don't know. But you're not alone. You're not alone. And I'm going to tell you, I'm 39 years old. And my teen years and middle school years were a nightmare. My mother, she let her spouses run her life and tell her kids what to do. She didn't want any responsibility. She's codependent, alcoholic, smoked pot as well, got abused physically and verbally by pretty much every man she's ever been with, and so her self-esteem is low. And she's suffering big time now to this day. She's still alive, thank goodness. I figured the men she was with would abuse her so much that they would end up killing her, which fucking sucks. That as her child, I had to worry. I mean, literally worry and crying and being miserable that she was gonna die from someone beating her so badly that she would die from it, or she would drink herself to death, or whatever could happen. Whatever could happen. But I tell you, an addict won't stop because you ask them to. An addict will be in denial, and they'll be angry because you're talking to them about it. They'll promise over and over and over and over again that they'll quit, they'll get help, they've changed, they're doing something different, they're never going to do it again. It's just constant, constant, constant. You like my Build-A-Bear? Yeah. Can you believe I've had this bad boy for 5 years? I've had him for 5 years. I got him on my birthday, December 8th, 5 years ago. But, yeah, you're not alone. When I was growing up, okay, I'm 39, and my mother, obviously she's older than me, duh, meaning to myself, but like, my mom had me when she was like 21 or 22, and she got with a man who was a biker and a rebel and probably a drug dealer, drug addict. I don't fucking know. He was a Hell's Angel, and I was supposedly an oops baby or something. I don't know. But that's what I gathered. And so, I don't know. I guess my mom was just miserable her whole life. Even though she came from New York, like Long Island, New York, middle upper class, really no dramas and stresses that I heard of. But don't stress. Don't worry. You can't change her. Maybe you have to let her go. I mean, I know she's your mom and she had you. But look what I had to do. I left home at 15 years old. I did my own thing. Yes, I was homeless as a teenager. I struggled like you wouldn't believe. I even dealt with my own addiction when I was a teenager and being homeless and all that. I was doing the alcohol and I was doing the pill popping of the caffeine pills and snorting them as well. I was doing the marijuana and all that stuff. Like, thankfully, I stopped when I was like 18, 19 years old. But from like 14 or 15, between that age until then, I was a nightmare. Growing up in a nightmare household full of drugs and alcohol and abuse and everything. And my codependent mom, who was an alcoholic, but yet a full functioning one, meaning going to work, doing her hours and everything, and coming home. But you know, you just gotta let your mom go. Because she's not gonna change unless she wants to change. And I'm pretty sure you've heard that before. But I'm just telling you, we're here for you, we love you, we accept you 100%. We're here for you as best as we could do. I'm a YouTuber for a living as well. Well, not a living, I'm just a YouTuber, I do YouTube since 2009. And so, yeah, you're not alone. And you're right what you said. You have to let her go. You have to let her go because she's just going to keep breaking your heart. She's going to keep breaking your heart and hurting you. And it's not worth the emotional trauma. I mean, when it comes to drug addiction of any kind, people are not going to change unless they want to change, unless they want to make the effort. And it's just going to keep hurting you and hurting you and hurting you. My mother, same thing. You know what did it for my mom? My first stepsister got pregnant and had 2 babies, and one of them almost died or some shit like that. So she changed her ways and got off all the drugs and the everything. Why couldn't she do that for me? She did that for my first stepsister, but not me? I'm like, what the fuck? So, whatever. But it's just the way it is. It's how things are. Your mom's not going to change unless she wants to. And she seems to be too emotionally deep too emotionally and mentally in with her addiction, just like my mom. And I'm sorry that is that. I mean, it is what it is, and I'm sorry you had to go through all that craziness. I read your books and watched every video you put out, your music videos, everything. I think you're a wonderful person, and I'm sorry you had to go through what you went through. But I shared my thing, and I'm here for you. I understand, and I'm sorry that you had to go through that. It's just so sad. I was crying so much on your video. It was just like, oh no, it's not good. You have to let her go for your sanity and your safety, because she's not going to change unless she wants to, and it seems like she doesn't want to. And she's just going to keep lying to you and hurting you. And it's no good. So please, we love you, we care about you, and we want the best for you. So, I'm Jessie. My YouTube channel is Jessie Does Life. And I love you so much. You're awesome. Thank you for watching this video if you get to see it. But just I'll be watching your videos more, and I love you, Joey Graceffa. We all do. You're awesome. And I'm sorry about your situation with your mother. I sympathize and I understand. Love y'all. Favorite, subscribe, follow, share. Thank you for your time. Bye bye. Bye bye.